Hit a knee and pray. I go stay to stay. Kill whatever's meant for me. Throw me to the wolves and I survived it and I was hella paid. I can feel me rising up. Pressure ball this diamond up. This like perfect timing, huh? They are way too fond of us.
I'm in a drop top McLaren, just hoping I see her ex. She hoping we reconnect, no chance. I'm trying to be bigger than the Beatles, not hold hands. Keep on throwing stones, I'ma make statues. No face tats, but people got my face tattooed. Freeing the damn by being free as I am. And speaking belief in the people sitting with reason to stand. You just might be needing a hand, I got you. Ninth one to bless, provided the gospel. I feel God like my fans all feel like apostles. Model your mind after mine and you gon' be just fine. Model your mind off these other guys and you gon' die. That's why I'm always at the head of the table, follow my lead. I'm a running tree, women trying to... You wasn't with me at my roots though. I've been on the quest for love, for women with her roots from potential like a JUCO. Athlete catch me in the backseat with my lap in Utah. So we to a jazz beat, it's actually therapeutic. She classy, I'm Ferris Bueller. Swimming out in turks and caicos, beware the barracudas. I got heart from the cause, my life is just the effect. I'm all to my reality, living in VFX. Made $500,000 and fell asleep on a jet. Atlanta ain't seen this since BMF. Put my account and reinvest. The stress, I might drop 2 platinum albums in a year like DMX. Keep on living in my life and let my fate just lead the way. Cause if I'm taking y'all's advice, I'm probably making y'all's mistakes. Instead, I'm out in Egypt just basking in the results of listening to myself and mapping out all my goals. My career is a course in self-confidence and how ownership leads to opulence. And just
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
Brandon. Hey, so listen.
Take a shot, show 'em never miss. Nah.
Second week of training here at Nike is in the books, and my man is putting...
All right, this is it. The gold standard. We are going for gold.
It's all love, I'm just looking out for you. I don't know how she got like that. Still trying to get the old me back. Any looks could kill. You would be most wanted. On the run, yeah, running through my mind, ayy. Fatal by design, most wanted.
If they told you we did it, he did it. Super Bowl back to back, we gon' finish it. Grab the trophy, we go ahead and sit with it. I remember we came up from nothing, so now we gon' turn up for something. We here for the win, we ain't bluffing. They hand me the ball like I'm rushing. I gotta work a little smarter, I gotta go a little harder. I gotta ball like a Pro Bowl starter. They think they cold, put them in a coffin. We got them all on the team when we off. I'm told them they can't be like us, we ballin'. We on the spaceship and we gone for real. All of my teammates, they know the deal. Yeah, my heart in the game for real. Let's go. Hit the ball, but
All right, so let's get to the interesting part. Somehow, there isn't any footage of this mythical football game that supposedly took place at Nike HQ. But there are whispers.
If you haven't heard the name Jordan Wright yet, believe me, you're about to be hearing it a whole lot real soon. She's one of the top young agents in the game, and we're actually live here at Nike headquarters. Jordan, what are we doing out here today?
We're watching the soon-to-be #1 pick get some work in.
Oh, so you're calling it right now, huh? You think he's going first overall? That's a wrap?
Of course. I mean, I can't name one player who has dominated the way he has.
True.
The hype has been building and building since high school, and every step of the way, he has lived up to it. I mean, everyone's still talking about the college football playoff, and that was a month ago.
The eyes of the college football world have descended upon this grand palace, the Superdome in New Orleans. Tonight, it's the second of our 2 semifinal matchups in the college football playoffs, as it'll be the Michigan State Spartans taking on the Texas Longhorns. To play in next Monday's national championship game in Miami. We are underway here in New Orleans. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Michigan State now with a 1st and 10. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, Wade. And this one is incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On 3rd down, Wade. They've got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. Throwing on 1st down, Wade. He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
It's brought in by Harris. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. But one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in...
And he will take this in for Michigan State touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Spartans drive it right down the field to score on their opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Michigan State got the touchdown and now sets for the kickoff. Slater on the return.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. It'll be Warner on first down. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Longhorns come up here to begin their next drive. Throwing after the interception. Warner firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. So a nice completion there, Charles. And you talk about this young receiver, one of the best in the nation, if not the best. 88 catches, close to 1,500 yards in the regular season.
And Brandon, as we prepared for this game, I went back and looked at my notes from scouting him throughout the season, and this is what I saw. I think he's got everything you look for in a receiver. Size, speed, great hands, separation ability, route running. Everything is top-notch. And I think that's why you're going to see him come off the board very early in the first round. In fact, I would rate him as the top receiver to be taken in this upcoming draft.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Warner from the gun. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. Finding Walker complete. And he will take this in for a Longhorn touchdown. Darren Walker, 47 yards. And the Longhorns are back within a score. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So now after the touchdown, the Longhorns get ready to kick it off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wade. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Wade. He finds his man complete. That's Alexander. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Back to throw again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. This
was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good, and then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
So a costly penalty. The yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man...
And he will take this in for a Longhorn touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Longhorns are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. They'll look to throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for two. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes can prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Personal roughing the pass.
I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there? You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
On first down, Wade swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense. About set for their next drive, the Texas offense at the line. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Warner, he's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. He's going to try and go deep again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The loser goes home as we start the second half of this semifinal matchup. Slater on the return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Longhorns come up here to begin their next drive. On 1st and 10, Warner. And Walker with it over the middle.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. That was tremendous effort, especially after the catch. Breaking through tackles, fighting for extra yards.
So was that just great effort, or were there a lot of missed tackles?
Yeah, the defense did help him a bit.
Yeah, he certainly did, but let's focus on the positive. He made it happen. But think of it like you win a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough...
That is caught for a Longhorns touchdown. Darren Walker, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Longhorns add on to that lead. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they try to make it a two-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A two-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
On first down, Alexander, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. From the gun on third down, Wayne. He goes underneath to Freeman. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in the second half. First and 10 now for the Spartans. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. Back now here on EA Sports as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. To throw on second down, Wade, and he will score. Touchdown, Michigan State. From it. Out, and the Spartans have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, the Spartans back out there to kick this one away. Slater on the return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. About set for their next drive, the Texas offense at the line. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Warner. He's going to go up top again. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy
under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. And here's a big one now, trying to hold this close lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walker. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll run. Martin down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Here's Sims on the run. And he is in. Touchdown, Longhorns. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Longhorns add on to that lead. They'll try and throw for it. He's got it. And they will not go quietly as we are back to a 2-score game. And, of course, on the 2-point try, have the option to run or pass. They pass it there and it works.
Pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Wade. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. From the gun on 3rd down. Wade. He's going to let it fly. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a big play there on 3rd down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Back to throw. Wade. And that is caught. Touchdown, Michigan State. Austin Richards there to make the grab. And the Spartans have got it back to within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
So led by a collective team effort,
Well, we're now just a few days away from the College Football Playoff Championship game, where one of the nation's top wide receivers will take the